Hi everybody, my name is Mario Brien. I'm a luxury real estate agent in Madeira. I'm here to showcase to you the 5 most expensive houses in Madeira currently listed, how much time they've been in the market, and any drastic changes in the price that they've had in the last years. Today's video is sponsored by Vapodor. If you hate bad smells, humidity, which we know is a big problem in this island, and cockroaches, which is also a big problem in this island, this is for you guys. This, for example, is the smallest one they have. They have other big ones that help with the other problems. This is my favorite because I use it in some of my houses. It has a fan in the middle, and then inside you can use the product and you can change the product and the smell. It's great. If you're interested, check the link down below. So let's start from the number 5. So number 5 is which is a lovely street in one of the most expensive locations in Madeira for sure. I've been in this house. This house, as you can see, is beautiful, gorgeous. It's right in front of the sea. It has this lovely design to it. It's currently listed for 4.5 million euros, okay? The house has a garage, as it should be, with 4.5 million euros, but you're paying a lot of the value here for the location and the sea view you have overlooking the Bay Area. This house is listed for around 2-3 weeks. It's not been in the market for a long time, which is a good indication, and also I'm very curious to see what will happen in the market with it. As you can tell, the house is stunning. There's a lot of beautiful details on the house. It's a 4-bedroom. It has 400 square meters. Seeing if they have anything in the description that they could say about it. 256 square meters of inside space, and I want to see, but in this picture you can tell it's right on the cliff. It is really impressive, and this is probably, was it New Year's Eve, I would assume, because on New Year's Eve all the cruise ships come to Madeira, and there's 4 cruise ships, or in this case 3. Moving on for number 4 is a house that I actually brought a client to see. This house has been in the market for around 300 days. It's currently listed in my agency with a good colleague of mine. The house is really big. It's, for me, the price. In terms of pricing, I don't think it's a bad pricing compared to a lot of other houses I've seen, and the house is insane. It has 2 staircases. They have literally a staircase for your, in this case, for the people living in the house, and a staircase for staff, which is probably a really English type house, which it is. This house was owned previously by a well-known family, that even the name of the family is the name of the street, and then got passed down to another family. They're currently selling for 4.9 million, 678 square meters, 6 bedrooms. The house has an amazing view. The location is pretty nice. There's a lovely driveway, which let me see if they showcase to you here. As you can see, you're paying a lot for the plot. The plot is really big, brings a lot of privacy, which is when you're paying this type of price, you would expect to have. But yeah, the garden is lovely. This is the driveway. There's 2 different entrances. There's one entrance for a road on the right side, and another entrance from a road on the left side. The house is beautiful, to be honest. I think it's amazing. I actually have nothing. I think all of the houses we're going to show, I think this is probably one of my favorites, if not the favorite, because it's just insane. And there's not a lot of renovation you need to be doing in the house, which is nice. And just, yeah, again, location, size of the plot, size of the house, the view, which in a house like this is the view. You overlook the Savoy Palace and the cruise ships and the Bay Area, which is really nice. Nighttime must be lovely because you see all the lights in the infant child. But the house is pretty insane. Moving into number 3, let's see. Number 3 is a house that's been in the market for a really long time, and I have access to all this information being a real estate agent. The house has been in the market a few years. This house has been in the market. Actually, something curious about this house, which is one thing I was going to mention about how the drastic changes that some of these houses will have. This one started at 2.5 million euros. Especially when I was starting this job, I remember seeing it for 2.5 million euros, and they've upped it to 5 million euros, which is insane. But yeah, and this house has, I would say, a lot of really nice features. There's a football pitch, okay, in the house. It is 3 stories high, if I'm not mistaken. There's a really good cinema room. I've never been in this house, and the prior house, I did see the house in person. It was a beautiful one as well. Has a 4 or 5 garage, from what I noticed. It's really big. It's 1,000 square meters of built construction, which is pretty crazy. You can tell the lot is massive. The location is, depends the way you see it, but obviously for you to make a big of a house like this, the location will never be really insane, and if it is insane, that then is worth a lot of money. This house has been in the market for a long time, as I mentioned, 2 to 3 years. It started at 2.5 million, and then they upped it to 5 million, which is a risky decision. I don't know if they really want to sell it or just trying to see if anyone would purchase it, but is a really beautiful house, massive as well. There's a gym, there's a cinema, there's a football pitch, there's really a big garage. There's a swimming pool as well. Look at these finishes, they're unbelievable. There's obviously they have this little nice thing, which is in the mirrors, they have also a TV inside of the mirror in the bathroom, which I've never seen that before. I've seen that in the living room or a bedroom, but not on a bathroom. But as you can tell, really good job they've done here. This looks even like 3D, but maybe it isn't. I don't think it is because the house is built. This is the cinema room. Cinema room is insane. They have a Champions League trophy. That's funny that. They have Pep signed t-shirt, a Ronaldo signed t-shirt, a Bale signed t-shirt, which is pretty crazy because they have a football pitch. This is probably the shower room of the football pitch. That's pretty crazy. That's really unique. The house is lovely, but obviously listing it for this type of price, I wouldn't expect anything less of the house. There's here the driveway, which is very nice, and the garage is underneath the football pitch. It's pretty unique. Let's start see number 2. Number 2 is a house that is so there was an article in RTP, which people that live in Madeira and Portugal will know which brand it is of publishment. They said this was the most expensive house. No, RTP, sorry. Diário Notícias was the Polish. They said this was the most expensive house currently listed, which is not. It's the second most expensive house. One also very curious thing about this house, especially this house has been for sale for, let me check. Since 2018, so 5 years, closing in on 6 years been in the market. They started for 3.5 million, and then they have another listing for 4.5 million, which is still active, which I understand. And this is the listing for 5.5 million. It's a 7-bedroom house. It's pretty big, nice driveway. Location is C minus, the location I would say, but there's a lot of privacy. It's really big. It makes all the difference on a house like this. It's an old quinta, very traditional of Madeira. As you can tell, the interior needs some renovation, if you would say. Depends on your taste, to be honest, but I wouldn't live in this house without renovating it. It's pretty big, 7-bedroom. There's a lot of stairs. I've never been in this house. I really can't. One thing I don't like about this house is there's a building right there, as you guys would see, and this building, literally, people can overlook the house and takes a lot of the privacy, which is a really downgrade on the house. The driveway is nice, the land is nice. I don't see a swimming pool, but there's definitely a lot of land for a swimming pool. But maybe it does have a swimming pool. 1 second. There's a German Shepherd on the picture. That's pretty unique, that. It's a nice picture. Very professional. And yeah, that's the view of the house. Obviously, the view is not the greatest, in my opinion. The other house, for example, the one for 4.9 million, was a lot better. But yeah. There's a swimming pool, okay. Yeah, there's a swimming pool. It's not looking very great right now, but yeah, definitely just a maintenance problem. Probably could solve it pretty nicely. I really don't like this house, to be honest. I don't think the price is the right price for it. There's other houses for a lot better prices and also comparable in terms of land, size, location, much nicer. But obviously, the owner can ask all the money he wants, and eventually I would hope he would sell it to someone else. Going into number 1. Number 1 is by far the best house in Madeira, one of the best houses in Madeira, I would say. Let's have a look. So this house was listed, and it's been in the market for a long time. I can give you the exact date, more or less. It's been in the market from 2020, so 4 years in the market, which is not great. I know they had it for 7.5 million, but they've downcreased the price to 6.5 million. So one thing I wanted to show you as well, as you can see, this listing is for 6.5 million, and then there's another listing for close to 8 million, which I really don't understand what these guys are doing. But going back to it, 6.5 million. The house is unbelievable. I think it is the best house out of all these, and my favorite. My second favorite would be the 4.9 million, and this would be my favorite. Obviously, you're also paying more, so it should be everybody else's favorite. The house is unbelievable. As you can tell here, the square meterage of land, I don't know how many square meters of land it has. Let me check. So 20,000 square meter land, which is massive. I don't know if they're including all the way bottom to the sea, because obviously the house is in first line of sea, so the location is the best of the best. There's really not easy to beat a location like this. There's a palm tree in the middle. It's 1 floor as well. That is worth so much money. You know, it's just, I think is unbelievable, this house. There's an interior swimming pool, if I'm not mistaken. There's so much land. And here, for example, in the other houses, you have privacy. But this really, you have privacy and you have a really good view, which that for me is definitely 2 best things for a house that you're asking for a lot of money. People that have a lot of money want privacy, want exclusivity. They want to have what we call a trophy property, which this is definitely a trophy property. Look at this, is unbelievable. It's beautiful. And for example, nowadays, like you can tell how deep this pool is, and obviously nowadays with municipality rules and laws, you couldn't build a swimming pool like this, but this is unbelievable. The kitchen is nice. Obviously, it's an old school. It's more of an old money type of house. It's not a brand new house, obviously, but it's massive. There's a lot of space. I know they have an offer for this house. I heard there was an offer for I don't know, I wouldn't tell you or I wouldn't know the exact price, but I heard there was 5 million euros offer and he did not accept. It's a German guy that owns it, if I'm not mistaken. I've never been in the house. I would love to because it's just amazing. In terms of pricing, do I agree on the price? Really don't know because this is such a unique property. It's really worth whatever anyone is willing to pay. And this is the type of house that, you know, it's just crazy. If you want the best property, if you want to have something that no one has, this is it. You know, location is amazing. And look at the driveway. I hope they look, this is the driveway. Look at the driveway going all the way into the house. It's such a massive driveway. Let me see the other listing as well to see if they have other pictures that the other ones don't. But yeah, this is, you can tell the view just from the inside of the swimming pool. That is unbelievable. There you go, guys. The 5 most expensive houses in Madeira. Tell me what you think. Tell me what's your favorite house out of them all. My favorite was the most expensive one, as it should be. And yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of that. I'm really not a good YouTuber, so I'm just starting out. So please bear with me and keep watching, subscribing for next videos. I will try to be more consistent. And yeah, there you go. Cheers.